Hey, what's going on, all you illegal dispatchers out there? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It is Thursday. It is noon Central Time. That means it's time for dispatching live load board search advice. We're going to look at the load boards. We're going to talk about loads, and we are booking for carriers. So if you're a dispatcher, carrier, family member, maybe you're a broker or a shipper, and you want to get some insight into what it's like to look at the load boards and look for loads, this is the show. And if you got a question, you want to talk about load boards, mobile apps, technology, we want to help. We want to talk about it. So do me a favor. You see this on your screen. You go ahead, you hit that like button for me. I do appreciate it. And also, there's a share button. If you click share and you click copy, you can grab that YouTube link. You can text it, email it, share it on social media, tap a friend, say, listen, I know. It's, trying to put this together is hard. These guys are going to be live, guys and gals, going to be live for an hour, maybe 90 minutes, want to help you out. And also, if you got larger questions about how to grow your business, what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, because we want to help. We want to help educate you. That is, we're not gonna paint it all rosy. This isn't all good news. There's going to be some bad news. So go ahead and join the live chat. Let us know how we can help you. Wow, that live chat's going crazy. Man, everybody's just in there asking questions like nuts. Okay, and I can't do this show alone, so here we go. I've got Sue from Murphy Auto Transport Services. Sue, can you hear me okay?
All right. Okay, I'll look for something else then.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, got a busy dispatch office going today, don't you?
Yeah.
I know, it's kind of crazy right now.
I love it.
It's kind of loud in here.
I personally, I miss that sound. I mean,
Oh,
in a
do you?
nostalgic way. It's that's a funny thing about life. You know what's interesting is the harder life is, the more nostalgic you get later. I know that, right? Think of here's one for you, like high school. Lots of people later in life, they nostalgize about high school. They hated it while they were there or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I do that with dispatching. I don't miss it. It's kind of like a smelling salt or something that wakes you up and startles you. You don't want it again, but you kind of remember it, and it kind of fascinates you. That's what dispatching is. A smelling salt might be the name of the show, unless I come up with something better. Michael Watson says he's back. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics, he's back. Chris Chamberlain is here. Thanks for the education. Thanks, Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, Murphy Auto Transport Services is in the live chat. Yes, we get a lot of regulars. You guys know the drill. Hey, Kimberly's here. What's up, Kimberly? All right.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, what is going on? So, we got the crew. This is the show you love to hate, or the show you hate to love. Okay. So, what do we do? How are you doing, Sue?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start out. There's 35,768 loads on the board today.
Okay.
So what were you at?
42 plus, so we're down 7,000-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even though, once again, we have this many loads on the board, we have been pulling our hair out, trying to keep everybody loaded.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, there's just not a lot of loads going the same, places. So you know how this works. You got to have stuff going in the same area to get out and get in and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's been hard. Even out of Nashville this week was really tough getting loads. We were down to the wire last night for one of my drivers. Finally, a load came up at 4:00, and it was two packs going to South Carolina for $1,600. It was only going 600 miles. So it is actually paid really well, but he literally had to wait all day long for me to get him loaded. So that'll kind of tell you something. It's kind of been, unless you're in Cleveland or Detroit where everybody goes, there's always loads. It's been tough. Let's just put it that way.
But, now, historically, that is pretty much the drill, right, in January?
Yeah.
I mean,
that first week of January was, and that first week of January was nice and smooth. Remember, I had all kinds of loads, and I wasn't expecting it. I was like, holy crap, but we did have 50,000 loads on the board, and that was easy to work it. Now, even though we got 35, which is still a really high number, the loads are hard to find. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had really good loads out of Cleveland. For example, I had good loads out of Cleveland. Here's a story for us.
Oh,
Going to
good.
St. Louis, because this is what I usually run my guy. I run them from Cleveland to St. Louis back to Cleveland, then Cleveland back home. Because like my loads out of Cleveland going down to Atlanta pay like $550, $650
Yeah, you
a
were
car,
talking
which
about
is
that.
really good money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 3 good loads for $500 a piece from Cleveland to St. Louis, and it's only about, what is it, like 550 miles, something like that. So that's good money too. So we go to pick up a vehicle for Ready Auto at a dealership that we verified, because y'all know I verify everything.
Oh, yeah.
And show up there, and they're like, "We don't know where this car is." What do you mean you don't know where the car is? Well, they look for this for
I hate
hours,
that
and,
when they say.
and
I
finally
hate
the
it when
guy
they say
says,
that. We don't know where this car is. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
"Yeah, we don't know where the keys are. We don't know where the car is.
Oh, no.
You know, all this stuff."
Oh, God.
So finally, they said we gave this car to somebody else yesterday. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no. Now they're just
Yeah.
making stuff up. They're just like spinning the wheel of excuses.
Oh, wait, it gets better. So I get my driver out of there, and I'm like, "Just go on." And we had to go with 2. I was really ticked off. Tell Rat that. And then the dealership calls us back today and says, "We found the car."
What?
They had told us last night. Yeah,
We
listen
found
to
the
this. This
car?
guy, the porter guy, said, "I put the keys and the car out in the parking lot, and it just disappeared." I'm like, "Really?
So
So it's
somebody
stolen?"
moved it. Somebody
Well, we don't know what we did with it.
Oh,
So
my God.
this morning he calls back and goes, "Well, they took it to the detail shop. We didn't know that." How do you not know where
How
your
do they
vehicle is?
manage their inventory with sticky notes?
Exactly. And then they're
That's
like, "Can you
crazy.
come back and get it?" I'm like, "No, we're in St. Louis." "Well, can't you come
Oh,
back
I
and get
love
it?" I'm
that
like,
too.
"No."
Yeah, can you come back and
Yeah.
get it? Right.
Yeah.
We'll just
I said
whip
the
on
earliest
by.
I'd probably be able to get it, is next week. And I can't, I got to get him there before I can even do that, right?
And now explain
And
to.
before that, they said, "Well, we'll pay you guys money,
Are they
dry
the-
run fee." And
Are
then
they
he's
the
like,
shipper too? Are they the shipper and
"No,
the
it's
broker?
Ready Auto."
Right.
No.
Oh, God, and explain all
No.
that to Ready Auto. Good luck.
Because Ready Auto doesn't pay dry run fees. We all know that. And so the dealership themselves said they would cover us. Yeah. Yeah, no, they got it. Yeah. All over their paperwork it says no dry run fee, no dry run fee.
Right.
Anyways, but
like 3 times.
yeah, so we asked the guy, "Are you going to compensate?" He goes, "No, not unless you come pick up the car." I'm like, "What?" That means you're not compensating me anyways. You just want me to come get the car.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love it.
That story blows.
Yeah.
And yet it's so common. I don't know how many times I've heard that
Yes.
exact same story. We can't find it.
Yeah.
You guys don't have it. Why are you harassing us? And then turn the page. Oh, we found it. Can you come back and get it? Oh my God! Yeah. And if the location is not also the shipper, you are just we're a carrier.
Because they don't care.
This is not.
They.
Yeah. Wow.
They just do not give a rat's.
No. Wow. Wow. And it's 2021. It is 2021, and still Rope-A-Dope Logistics LLC is man, common as pie in 2021.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And and putting a route together, I said it last week, and it is really, I like the way I said it. Okay, here we go. Get the horn. All right. So what I said was, it's like getting 100-piece puzzle, but each piece is from a different puzzle. And you're trying to put a puzzle together with 100 pieces, all from separate puzzles. Yeah. It's great. And somebody's relying on you to keep them profitable with all that.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. You have to win the puzzle competition with a... Okay. All right, Jay, we got it. Hey, Vang is asking an interesting question. I like Central Dispatch, but I've never tried Get Carrier, so anyone knows which one is better. Do you see that?
What do you mean? Like, does he mean the broker, Get Carrier?
I don't know. I think it's a broker question. Is there any marketplace for international car shipping like a Central Dispatch? I think this is an international question. By the way, Vang, I want to say this. Number one, thank you for asking the question. Auto Transport Intel might be the first place you can ask anything, and we actually want to help you get information, right? So we're not all
Right.
cutting up and
Right.
laughing. Yes, it was hard to understand, and yes, there's something here. International car shipping marketplace. No joke, that will be a
I
thing
don't know.
eventually. And I was actually
Yeah.
in my industry news last Tuesday. I found on Copart they've got a lounge for international buyers to buy on
Really?
Copart. International car shipping, I believe, is actually, well, it is a thing. Okay, newsflash. It's already a thing, Jay. There's already boats in the oceans carrying thousands of cars. But when it comes to like talking about it, right? You
Right.
don't hear, and I don't actually know of an international car shipping online marketplace. I don't know if that exists yet.
Yeah.
So Veng,
Eh,
you might want to
I don't
get
know
back in
either.
the time machine. All right, quit playing with us. Okay, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Jalissa Camposano, what's up? William Bailey, can you keep a
Maybe
2-car or 3-car working? Ah, somebody's
is he
looking for a
asking me
dispatcher.
that?
So
Yeah.
yeah, here, Bailey,
Um,
William, we're interested. Yeah, go ahead, Sue. What's your question for William
so
Bailey?
I don't usually do 2 cars. I do 3 cars. We have one spot open, and yes, most of my guys are 3 cars. And as far as keep you working, I mean, my guys work Monday through Friday, or and some of them work for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. And yes, they're always busy. Even during slow season, we still manage to keep them moving. Now, depending on who or how new you are or who you're signed up with, also determines what kind of money you can be making as well. And it also depends on where you're out of and what you want to travel. We do not do inside the state if that's something you're looking for. Um, and that means like if you're working Maryland, Virginia, and New Jersey, PA, we don't do that either. Um, I know there are probably some other dispatchers out there, but a lot of those loads are they pay so little. I hate taking money out of someone's pocket when that's something you could probably do yourself if you're running local kind of thing. So,
Which
and if you want to contact me, you can. It's 417-273-0021, or you can contact me on my email at murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com.
exactly. That's all great stuff, and I'm gonna add to it. And also, here's what I want to do, William, is I want to put in. We're gonna, when when you walk into, let's say you walk into a trade show or a conference, and when you first get to the front doors, they throw a bunch of pamphlets at you in a plastic bag, and you're like, wow, that was a lot of information. I could probably just go home now. Well, we're going to do a little bit of that
Yeah.
with you. We just gave you the Murphy Auto Transport Services link, and that pursue that with Sue, because maybe she can provide you with
However,
dispatching.
the
However,
emails are not working from my website.
okay,
So do not send me an email through my website. Email me directly or call me. You can call me too.
yeah, call. Phone number, let's see here. I'm going to put that in there too. Call Sue, 417-273-0021. Now, I also want to say this to you, William. Let's assume that maybe, as Sue was pointing out, maybe there's not an opportunity to work together in a dispatch capacity. Maybe. In which case, I put the sign up link to autotransportintel.com. It's that longer link after Murphy Auto. And you'll also see it here, what you can do. Go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, and what that'll do is that'll put you in touch with Ty. Okay? Ty is our carrier relations manager and lead coach, and he helps coach you on building a route, building a lane, and building your business. And that's a big part of it. And we do that on Fridays on Cars on the Move. Hopefully that wasn't confusing. Too many pamphlets in the bag. Sue, what are we doing?
I don't know. Does anybody have a route we need to look for?
I I just threw her a hot potato. She handled it very well. Yeah, okay, so I put it in there. What's your route scout? And what are you seeing? We were talking about the load boards too. Are you excuse me, I got like I don't know, got something in my throat this morning.
Frog?
We'll get through it. Yeah, I got a frog in my throat. Cool, William says thank you. What are you struggling with today? You said you know, your puzzle. You got the 100 pieces. What's going on?
So I've got my driver in South Carolina. I'm trying to get out. I do have a couple going up to Ohio. What you got, Jen? It's in and out. Oh.
Yeah, what did I hear?
Anyways.
Okay, hey, what about that phone call? What did you guys were just talking about something about a Saturday or what's going on?
Okay, so there's this awesome load on here. Let me see if I've got it where you can see it.
An awesome load. Okay.
Anyways, it really is. Let me put it in here.
Really? Like for real awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
Like it's a really awesome load actually.
Wow. But if you share it, is somebody going to book it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it booked right now. I'll just show.
Race you.
I'll show you, but yeah. Well, I'm working with them right now on it. I've already texted them.
Good
Anyways,
thinking.
Let's see. Unless he's already sent it. Okay, so if you look at this load, there's a 3-pack out of Shady Springs going into Rosedale, Maryland. It's paying $1,275. It's $1.20 a mile. So my driver's going to be there tomorrow.
Nice.
We're supposed to be sending it over.
Oh wow!
So
sedan truck.
Yeah.
That's
nothing
great.
Even massively weird or anything like that. But
wow.
But anyways, yeah, we were discussing on when he was open till and if he was open on Saturdays, that kind of thing. So we were working on that.
What is the?
I do have a driver stuck in South Carolina right now.
Is there some kind of ASAP? Why is it paying so well? Do they just
it's
not
at
know
Copart or
that,
IA.
What's that?
That's why. It's at Copart or IA. I don't know which one. He asked me
storage.
to make sure to pick up the titles and all that stuff. So,
I mean,
yeah.
you know,
So
isn't it a shame that every time there's a decent, like a good paying load, I assume there's something wrong. Like, how great is that?
Well,
Right?
sad but true.
Sad but true. Sad but true. Maybe that's the name of the show. Sad but true. Michael says, as a driver that wants to start driving and learn the dispatching side of things, I love seeing the load board picking of the loads, but what happens after you get the load? Wow. Hey, Ty, what's going on, buddy? What happens after you get the load? I love that question, Michael.
Once you get the load and after you accept it, you want to verify it. And by verify, I mean address, VIN numbers, times, where to park. And you always get the person's name who verified it, because that's what happened to us yesterday. So we could call them out on their crap and say, hey, you said it was there, that kind of thing. So you always do all of those things so that like if you're the driver or if you're sending in a driver, you want to know where they need to go to get this vehicle. And so there's no snafu that happens. Although you can't always, like yesterday, it was verified. It didn't matter. They screwed up. And, we're dealing with people, so it's going to happen on occasion. There's nothing you can do about that. But you try to do the best of your ability to make sure that, everything goes smoothly. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. So after you do that, then you just go pick up the car. Make sure you use a bill of lading. And, hey, that leads us into that conversation we were talking about. Yeah. I had a lady call for a load for me a couple days ago. And they must have just started because she didn't know what a bill of lading was. She had to go to Staples to even print the load and send me a W-9 for me to get it paid. So make sure you use a bill of lading or use an e-bill system. That's what I sent her to Super Dispatch to sign up for, because she didn't know anything about anything. And I think this happens quite a bit. You guys get a lot of calls for this too, you and Ty, don't you? Like, what do I do now? I bought a truck kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, here's what I'm doing. I'm looking up. I found, here's a popular video. Here's a dispatching video, because that's how this channel started, with dispatching videos. And I found a link, and I just put it in the live chat. Yes. I mean, it's interesting because Ty really, he's more of a macro, are you sure you want to be a car hauler? Right? And here's why I ask, right? He gets into that. When they get to the dispatch point, right, I kind of feed some videos in the dispatching training and recommend this show. Because like what you said with verify, just to drive this home, Michael, how do you verify? Go to the phone.
How do you verify?
Pick up the phone.
Yeah, you call them.
You pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone. call them,
and you call, right,
do
you
all
look
your
at
due diligence.
you look at your dispatch sheet, you see the phone number, make sure there's a phone number there, make sure there's an address there, and I'm talking about where's the car picking. Start with this, and when you look at the dispatch sheet, because isn't that so interesting? I'm like, okay, to tie your shoe, put on your shoe, grab the laces, but I'm being that specific. Because make sure there's actually a vehicle on that sheet, and it's crazy that I gotta say that, but it's amazing the garbage that either gets on the dispatch sheet or the important basic information that gets left off. And you pick up the phone, you start calling people,
and kind of show you.
Make sure there's really an address. Make sure there's really a phone number. Make sure the carrier rate is correct. Make sure the broker fee isn't $2,000. Make sure that it's not wrapped around a tree. Make sure there's a buyer number, a lot number, a VIN number. And again, I hate to say it, it is nuts that I got to say this stuff because well, although it's it's similar to when you go through a drive-through to get your fast food. Do you open the bag and look at your food before you leave? You better, because there's no biscuit, there's no soda. I got no fork, I got no ketchup, I got no napkin. There's nothing in. Actually, I got an empty bag. Right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to dispatch.
You're always missing something.
You got an empty bag. Yeah.
Especially if it's McDonald's. And you're getting chicken nuggets. Anyways, here's an example of a load, so you can kind of look at it. If you notice, it tells you the name of the dealership. This actually gives you the contact name to ask for. That's very rare that they put that on there. So you usually have to go through at least 10 people to find the right person. But this is how you do it. You call that number and you call and ask for that person, and you verify your VINs, type of car, the address, where to park so that you don't get a ticket. And a lot of them have certain places to park at dealerships. Sometimes they make you park out in the middle of the highway. You never know. And the same thing with the dealership, like on the delivery end, you want to do the same thing, exactly the same thing without the VIN. You just want to find out where to park, what the hours are, make sure that address is correct.
I'm also gonna share, if you really wanna get inside of our heads, dispatcher training series. This is 10 hours in 3 videos, and it's free. It's just on the internet. I don't feel right about charging for it because some of that information might change, and there's not enough money in it anyways. So, the last thing I can do is try to get blood from the stone. And that's the thing, is that dispatching really, it's an art. And I want to say this too. You were pointing out that dispatch sheet. One of the really crazy things is that whoever gives you the dispatch sheet will say it's perfect, right? Yeah. And whoever you call will act like, why would you even bother calling? We're perfect too. Yeah. And the irony is, between both of those parties, you might have total garbage on your hands, and that's where the training series comes in helpful. And I know, being dramatic, saying total garbage, but it feels that way because when you call a dealership and they act like, okay, go away, son, you're bothering me, like Foghorn Leghorn, you're like, listen, I just.
They do that a lot.
I just need to call. You gotta understand, when you call a dealership, there's departments, and you're gonna go around the departments. It's like being caught in the whirlpool at the lazy river. You're stuck there forever. You got to find a way to get out of that thing, and so you just say, "Hey, listen, real quick. I'm a transporter. We're picking up a car. Who can I talk to?" And I've already left a message. I've already been on hold. In fact, I've got your jingle memorized. I'll sing it to you if you put me on hold. I'm going to sing you your jingle. You ready? Okay. You got to get crazy. You got to get creative. That's why this show's a little bit nuts. Okay.
Well, and also, keep this in mind. No matter how much they take you off by transferring from place to place, you still have to be nice, because if you're not, they will cancel the load and tell you you're not allowed on their property.
That's
I've
right.
had it happen.
And this is where, any butler anywhere will tell you, just be nice. Even if you're frustrated as heck,
Yeah.
Hello.
Still.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello and
No,
thank
sir.
you.
Yes.
And sometimes it'll and and then you hear somebody say kill them with kindness. I don't actually say that because
Yeah.
I hate that expression.
But
But it's true.
that's what you do.
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah, it is true.
Kill them with kindness. William says, how hard is it to get in with manufacturers to dealers' loads? Now you're really talking. Actually, it's really hard, William. You're not going to start there. But you are asking, when you ask a question like that, you are ready for Cars on the Move and monthly roundtable, etc., because you're really thinking about how to build your business. It's cool. In fact, Ty says, I always like to know what the other end of the delivery expectations are. Yeah, pro tip. That's a good one. It is. You can actually, and that's where you got to know how to play poker with a broker, because when you get on the phone with somebody like snarky, that's, or whatever, I don't know. Understand that they are, they're just trying to manipulate you or whatever, get you off the phone, have you do something for free, sweet old lady, whatever. Hey, buddy, do me a favor. Oh, dang it, where's my toothpick? It's one of my favorite props. So, hey, buddy, listen, do me a favor. Do this one for like $50, and I'll get you on the next one. Okay, you're being played. It's never going to happen.
Yes.
I've never had a favor run actually turn into money later. Never.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd go on forever. Rob says make sure you take lots of pictures, especially if there's any damage. Yes, Rob. That's what I love about this show, is that we're all in it together, or we're all alone. I don't know, but take a lot of photos. And that's not like on your Polaroid and all this stuff. Get some technology where you can store photos with the BOL. And we were talking about bill of lading as well. We can go into that. We can talk about some BOL. But I did want to read Solo Dispatching. Hey, guys, has been a while since I've attended your show. Well, Solo Dispatching, how dare you? Okay, well, thanks for tuning in and saying hello. Rob Stevens, a lot of manufacturers' loads come out of the rail yard. Well, that's right, Rob, and that's actually why. So I do this crazy thing on Auto Transport Intel. I try to talk about business and communication and all these crazy ideas that just aren't extremely popular. There's no drama in it. Yeah. But we are going to have a rail car shipping show. I think that's in April. It's going to be all about rail car shipping and that business, because there's a lot to, there's a ton of rail yard business, and it's not something you can just pick up, but you can book loads for cars picking up at rail yards. That happens pretty frequently, right, Sue? Put her on the spot.
Sorry, I'm talking.
No, I know. Did I hear ask for more money?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Jay.
Yes. That's another pro tip.
Yes,
we're just slamming through the pro tips. Always ask for more money. So get your toothpick.
Absolutely.
Right? Get your poker chips, huh? And say, listen, we can pick that up. We'll pick it up.
But we need more money.
What? We're going to pick it up tomorrow. And we're not giving it time. This isn't some silly, we're going to pick it up tomorrow. We're absolutely serious. We're going to be full. It's our last spot. Don't say we're absolutely serious. Never say that. Hi, I'm calling about a load on Central. We can pick it up tomorrow. The driver, this is it. The driver says he needs another $100 or $50, right? Make it reasonable. Don't say $200. Never say 200. Never.
No, you can.
Well,
it depends on what it is, Jay.
Yeah, but that thing better be picking up in Alaska if you're asking for $200. I'm just saying.
Well,
unless it's an in-op.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
This happened to me yesterday. I asked, it was an F550 with a crane on it. It weighed 16,000 pounds. It was 24 feet long. And they only had it listed for $1,000. It was only just barely a dollar a mile. And I said, I would need $1,400 on it, which I'm sorry, it needed to be paying that much because that's equal to 4 cars. And he said, how about $700? And I wanted to tell him to F off. But as I explained to him, I was nice. I said, look, you have to understand this is only going on as one vehicle. and it's equal to 4 vehicles, and it's tall and everything else. It's a big, this is not something small here. And I never heard back from him, so he can bite me.
Okay, I was right, and you
Anyway.
never heard back. Exactly.
Yeah, never heard back.
But here's what happened. This is what I call, dang, I forgot what I used to call it. But once you educated him, but see, he felt a little foolish. So you don't get the load, but he's going to go raise the price, educate everybody in the office. Oh, we just learned something. But we're not calling her back because she's the one that educated us. Hey, man, it's going to get in the way of my toothpick business. So anyways, so we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. And she was right. She's smart, but we're not going to hire her because this is auto transport. Come on now.
Yeah.
William Bailey.
And, I do have a comment about asking people for more money. This happened to me today, and it really ticked me off. Because I'm a broker. So when I have a load listed on there for $1.24 a mile, don't ask me for more money.
No.
I mean, for reals. He asked me for another $100. He pissed me off because I'm like, there ain't no loads on there paying. And it's not, it was just I think a Dodge. It was a car. It was a car. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even anything big. And I was just like, to me, that's almost an insult. I mean, I know what's on the load board, people.
Well, you could say, you could do it this way. Can you tell me why you're asking for more money?
No, I don't ever ask that because I hate it when they ask me
Did he
that.
just sound like the kind of person you don't want to do business with? Was it one of those?
Yeah.
No, well, the thing is that he's hauled for me before, so I thought it was kind of obnoxious.
So you guys have a relationship.
And
all right, that helps.
Yeah. So I just told him no. It's already paying $1.24 a mile. I can't go up any higher. And guess what he said? Okay, I'll do it. But to me, it was kind of insulting.
This is what you do. You know what you do? You want to play real poker? When he says, I need another $100, say, you know what? I got a guy that'll do it for $50 less. So if you don't match him, and that's the best way to do this. When you are playing poker with a broker, like Sylvester Stallone where he goes in reverse and flips the car around and throws it in. Do that. Just, you know what? Oh, yeah, I really didn't like that bet there, so I'm not only going to see your bet, I'm going all in. You got 2 seconds. Oh, okay. All right, you lose. By the way, Bold Auto Logistics, I like this comment. Rail cars don't pay as well as they should. Totally. I don't know why on a regular basis I see these are brand new vehicles picking up at a rail yard or a plant. Clearly it's a new vehicle. And clearly you didn't take a contract with an automaker for a rock bottom deal. I don't know why I have to move brand new cars so you can add another wing to your vacation house. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because, I mean, somebody's making money off the deal. It's usually not the driver, so.
Yeah. No, I did not like that. William Bailey also says he has a TWIC card. Helps when you're picking up in ports, and they will usually pay an extra. Yeah, it does help, but unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's just expected. Like an in-op will be posted for like an extra, chicken nuggets, right? Here, pick up the in-op. You're gonna have to drag it out of the mud. We will give you extra chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Really?
$10.
Really? $10 to pull a hunk of metal out of a sludge pit? You're gonna give me $10?
Yep.
Wow.
And
That's
enjoy.
Awesome. Wow, that is another happy customer. But you know what? At least when we go vacationing in Aspen, well, we've got a whole new set of skis, and Aunt Jilly loves it. So thank you, appreciate that, Aunt Jilly. I think I used that one before. So what are we doing? We can ever look for loads on this show or what?
I don't know. Nobody's asked to look for anything. So.
I guess that means everybody's loaded and wealthy. Maybe that's the name of the show, Loaded and Wealthy.
There you go.
Hey, speaking of, I'm gonna take over the screen for a second.
Okay.
This was let's see here. Somebody shared this. Oh, you can't see it. What really is a truck driver?
Oh.
Because it's the opposite of everything I just said. I mean, you've got, there's a lot here, but car hauler expected to put anywhere from 6 to 12 motor vehicles in a box, 75 foot long, 13.5 foot high. The box is about 3 times the size of a normal house garage, sides of which the average motorist finds himself scraping all the time on newer equipment. I mean, this is a, you know, it's the biggest thing on the road: bridges, tree limbs, detours, road construction. On and on it goes about how hard it is to haul cars. And then the kicker, yeah, we'll give you extra chicken nuggets if you pull that hunk of metal out of the sludge. What? What happened? What happened? What happened to all this? Oh, yeah, no. I mean, of course we mean it and all. We share it on LinkedIn and we congratulate everybody. But, but when it comes to posting rates, oh, yeah, no. We'll give you some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Can we go back to this? Hold on. Can we go back to all that it takes to haul these cars? Yeah, well, of course we can go back to it. Talk about it all day long. And then I'll flip a quarter to the transporter. I don't understand why this is a constant, what is the deal?
I don't get
What
it
is
either.
the deal already? Maybe that's the name of the show. What is the deal already? Oh, that's why, hey, let's talk about this. That's why I made Soon May the Dispatch Come. Did you guys see this? Do you know what this is?
What?
Oh, you didn't even see this. Wait a minute. You don't see it. Oh, hang on one second.
No, we don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it. You just see your name. It showed up on the stream, but not the okay.
Oh.
Soon May the Dispatch Come. Do you know about this? No, that's just terrible. Okay, well, I made it. I made Soon May. In fact, that is a car hauler carved in a slab of wood. Soon May the Dispatch Come is a song. All right, it's a tribute to. There's this thing going around. There's this meme going around the internet. It's a sailor, a sea shanty. That's what I'm trying to look for. It's a sea shanty. If you want to, if you want to listen to my dispatch sea shanty, you have that option. It's not required. And I'm going to put a link to it. Sea shanty. But it's in line with what we're talking about. It's kind of a story of a dispatcher and a driver that can't put together a decent load, and they went through an in-op and they tried to get that going. You can share your screen again. But essentially, we're really in this. What's the difference between a sailor in the 1800s and a dispatcher in 2021? What's the difference?
Water.
Okay. Anything else? All right. So land versus water. We have a difference. Land versus water. Very good. Anything else? Between a sailor in the 1800s and a dispatcher in 2021.
Wow. Technology is a huge thing.
Okay. All right. So we have technology versus ropes. Okay. Good. 2 differences. Anything else? No, I'm not going to sing it again, Charles. Thank you so much for asking, though. The thing is, that was a one take deal, and I can't do that live. I'm not a trained pop singer or whatever. There's no way I can make it as good as that recording. I can't do that live. So thank you. But maybe, I don't know what it would take to get me to do it live, but thank you so much. Hey, Michael says, hey, how about Sue? How about live South Carolina to north? South Carolina going north. Bold says you don't know what you're gonna get. I know, right? Oh, that's funny. No help in sight. William Bailey says the same. No help in sight. That is the same. Yes, that's it. That's what sailors in the 1800s have in common with dispatchers in 2021. No help in sight. That might be the name of this show. Wow. Well done, William Bailey. South Carolina. Oh, she's racking them up. That means I better get the dice ready. Why in the world does Jay shake dice on Dispatching Live? Well, you know, when you go to the load boards and you put in your search filter settings, you never know what you're going to get. I think I beat her to
okay,
it.
so what am I looking? Just from South Carolina up north, and that's it, or?
Yeah. Why don't we do? Well, what would you do, right? Let's say you were in.
We're at in South Carolina. We're looking at right now.
Let's take a. You could do either Charleston or Darlington or something near.
And I got a driver in Somerville right now.
Perfect.
That's what I've got.
Somerville, I love it. Let's do 3 cars out of Somerville,
which is kind of near Charleston area.
William, let's get a city. Let's get a capacity that you're looking for. Right. She's doing Somerville, South Carolina, 100. So where are you going to go? What's a good? Where do you think you're going to find?
Right now, I've got my guy going into Ohio and Michigan out of South Carolina.
That sounds good to me. I like that. Rack them up. Of course, nothing's predictable. We are still rolling the dice, but at least it's a calculated roll, right? A calculated. Are there such things as calculated rolls? You know, you can throw a dart at a dartboard, and you can aim real hard, right? You can aim, but you still don't know exactly what's going to happen. So let's see what happens.
Let's do Indiana, Kentucky. Let's do Michigan.
Yeah, I thought she had a driver out there.
I do. Ohio. So this is kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, by the way. You know the drill on Dispatching Live. By the way, we're halfway through the show already. I can't even believe it. It's amazing. And we still have other stories that we haven't even talked about. I think that's why it's 90 minutes. There's just too much to go over.
So
1221.
There's one in Myrtle Beach going in Indianapolis for service, but it's at 3,500. That's not going to help me.
No. D is in David. And then L is in Larry.
This car right here, this Ford Taurus, I actually have through another broker.
No.
But it's listed multiple times.
Wow.
And, you guys got to see this car.
How weird.
You want to see some crazy shit?
What's going on?
This is the car I'm picking up. Do you see that?
What the heck? Oh my God. You know,
is that not the craziest?
I love it.
It came directly, because this is how it actually looks like a good car till you look inside of it, right? And it had to have gone right between the two seats. It didn't, and obviously it didn't kill anybody. Otherwise, they would tell us it was I can't remember what they tell you on that, but it runs and drives.
Of course it does. Holy cow.
Is that not?
Yeah, click on that one. I want to see what's that picture.
Yeah, look, it went straight through the back seat. What? Not out the back though. Like the back is totally fine. They must have been following what I'm assuming it was a logging truck, and somebody hit the brakes, and yeah, is that not crazy shit? Oh my
God! Literally, this vehicle looks like something out of Breaking Bad.
Well, we were talking about, what did you say was the movie? Final Destination. It happened something like this. But that's some crazy crap. Something got really lucky.
Crazy. Oh my God, so lucky. Because if that was on the...
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah. Is that not nuts?
And you know what I love about it too is I always make the joke, wrapped around a tree, it's not that far off.
No.
So
the tree wrapped inside of the car.
Oh my God. I've never seen that one. Which is another funny thing about auto transport. You just when you thought you'd seen it all, you haven't.
No, I know.
That is hilarious. Fall of 9 Live says, I got one for you. I got a guy trying to get out of Savannah. What would you recommend? We'll follow the money. Oh, okay. So
most of the stuff out of Savannah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Goes to Georgia. I'll just tell you that right now. Because that's where kind of he is. He's picking up 2 in Savannah. That is one of the vehicles he's picking up along with a pickup truck. It's not looking pretty out of South Carolina. Let's pull up Savannah as well, which I believe is this one right here. But we're going to switch it around a little bit here. Was that somebody who's texting me? Okay. All right. Let's put up Savannah to all just so you guys can see. I don't usually do this area just because it's kind of crappy. We're going to put up 200 minimum so we don't get all the little stuff on here.
Yeah, we got a video about search filter settings too. That if you need, if you're looking for advice on how to set your search filter settings, I'm going to share the link to that too. Also, I know it's a little late in the show. Mike, check. Okay, it looks like mine's a little bit hot.
Looks like Wheeler has some stuff out of Brunswick. They're all going to different places, but you have to have a TWIC card.
Right, Brunswick,
like
Georgia. Right.
And a Sparta.
Follow 9 Lives also says 3-car hauler.
Okay. Well, that would be kind of tough because these are going to be big vans. And I'm not sure where Sparta is. I think it's just north of Chattanooga or something like that, so it would work. But you probably won't be able to take 2 with a 3-car. Let's look. A lot of this stuff, too, also out of Savannah goes down to Florida, which I do not do, as you guys all know. Here's one up in Charleston. That's way up north for first class going into Atlanta. There's another Charleston. Savannah's hard. I'll just be honest with you. I didn't want to send my driver there either.
I don't like that either. It is hard.
But my driver wanted to get going.
It's one of those areas where, because of the port, there's more going out than there is. There's more, right, delivering to Savannah than there is picking up.
Yeah.
It seems.
Oh, yeah, there's always stuff going to Savannah for getting out of there.
Right.
And I want to say he made a mistake when he listed this. There's no way he listed this for 12 cents a mile all the way to San Francisco. He probably has the wrong city in there or something. Because all of his other ones are going to Tennessee. Because Wheeler doesn't usually do that. He usually pays decent. Let's see. California, Colorado, Florida. Yeah. So much going to Florida, but yeah. Getting out of Florida is about as bad as getting out of Savannah. So there you have it.
That's another one
and
where, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple here. If you look at this, he's got a couple in Brunswick. Actually, 1, 2, 3. They're going to be the big vans going over to Atlanta area. You could probably take 2 and get out of there.
You know what?
A TWIC card. I
like that he puts his email address and phone number and actual information. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at that. RPM's got a phone number, call or text. I like that. These reference IDs look like they're better than they used to be.
Well, RPM has been lately putting the number you have to call for that particular load. They've been doing that for a while now, probably last 8, 9 months at least.
That's good.
And they will usually, you can text them too. Let's see what else
one of my assumptions, help me out here. One of my assumptions is the more information they put during the booking should reflect the amount and the quality of information on the dispatch sheet.
True.
Is it true?
Very true.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Usually, if they put the right stuff in there to the side, your load's usually good. They're more in tune with what's going on, that kind of thing. And it looks like everything out of Brunswick, you're going to need a TWIC card. Certus has one going into Springfield, Missouri.
Because
then there's another one for Buckshot cars going into Columbus.
If load board loads paid good and had all quality information, we'd have no show. We'd have nothing to do here.
True. That is very true.
We have a 90-minute show weekly, though, so what does that tell you?
I guess there's only one going to Jackson, Mississippi. Here's another one. This is really cheap, not ready till the 23rd, going to Akron. I don't know what this is. What do you think? This is a trailer or something, right? Vermeer LM42.
Vermeer LM42, yeah. It sounds like equipment. It could be a skid loader. I'm gonna go skid loader.
Oh, it's
my
some kind of blade on.
Yes.
The chopper.
I was
tree chopper, but that's not paying near enough. I guarantee you that thing is heavy.
Oh no, that's
only paying.
Yeah, that thing blows. Okay, I'm just gonna say because you got to do a bunch of detective work. Okay, I know.
Yep.
Maybe not a yellow card. I'll give it a go fish because you got to do a ton of detective work, and then you probably won't be able to get it anyways.
Well, and I guarantee you they don't know what the weight is, what the length is, what the height is, if it will fit on a car trailer. Let's see who they are.
Right, because it's probably not for half of the guys or gals.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the right width, right? And then this blade,
Yeah.
what do I do with the blade? Where's the blade? It's,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, forget it. Hey, what's up, Fritz? How you doing, buddy?
Not a lot out of Savannah.
Yes, it is. And I was like,
It really isn't.
But also, I don't use all of that. I mean, everything I put.
Wow.
I don't mind saying that if it lasts a little bit.
This is why I don't do Savannah.
This is very good.
Yeah,
It is really hard to
Savannah's
get out.
hard, man. Savannah is hard.
I was lucky, I thought, for finding 3 so far. And there was a 4th on there, but my driver does not do in-ops, even if they fork on or fork off, and it was paying $500 going to Detroit, but he didn't want it.
I got an idea, Rob. So here's what you do. You pick up the Vermeer, and then you can cut the tree that's in the back seat of the other car.
Oh, there you go.
We can make furniture and sell our DOT or whatever.
There's a bunch of stuff. It looks like
Sounds
usual.
like
There's usually stuff to Atlanta, but
sounds like a lateral move. So let's say, how about this, Sue? Let's do this. We've had our fun and we've had our kicks. Let's assume we had to make money getting out of Savannah. What are we gonna do?
out of Savannah, is that what you said?
Yeah, say we're a 3-car in Savannah. We got to do something. We can't just limp it.
I would take loads probably over to Atlanta and then run out of Atlanta, but Atlanta's kind of tough too.
Okay. It's one idea. Right, I've done that before too. Savannah to Atlanta just to get out of there, do something, right?
Looks
Take
like
a
there's
car,
stuff going up
pay for
North
gas.
Carolina too. Yeah. There's some stuff going into North Carolina as well. There's 4 golf carts.
Third time's the charm.
If you got a solid 4, they've got 4 golf carts here going up to New Jersey.
Oh no.
That's not paying enough.
Golf carts are I have never enjoyed moving a golf cart. It's
neither do drivers.
Right? It's never been easy. Man, no.
Nope.
No. In fact, one time we thought we hit the mother load. Oh boy, did we. 4.
Here's a 2-pack up in Charleston going to Dallas for $1,100. It's only 50 cents a mile for Pasha. Pasha also has a 30-day pay unless you pay a percentage to get that.
No. Nothing against Pasha, but no. I'm gonna say no on that. But here's what they got. They know it's not a good marketplace, which is where you get into, I know it gets said that carriers set the rates. Does it feel that way? Do you feel like you're setting the rates?
No.
Right?
Not when you're looking at crap.
I put that one with the killing them with kindness. It's a fancy saying, and I know it should be true. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not true.
Well, look, like they have this enclosed one. It's only $600 at 70 cents a mile. That should not be like that. That should be paying probably $1,000, especially where it's picking up out of. But they know that nobody can get out of Savannah, so they.
Here we go.
Rip in.
Poker. We're playing poker. All right, because I just posted it. I can wait. That's fine. I know somebody that'll do it for $50 less, and all kinds of other stuff. All kinds of other stuff we just made up in the back room because we got we got champagne and cigars back there, and we want to party. Come on now.
So honestly,
by the way,
I would tell you
none of the views reflected on the show are a reflection of anything.
If you're wanting to get out, your best bet would probably just get Savannah to Atlanta and get the heck out of there and try to make up your difference elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. These loads going over to Atlanta, it's not that they're
time is
not
money.
Paying that. Yeah, that's just it. And like everybody else, I don't want to make only $500 or $600 in a day for 3 vehicles, but certain areas like that, you just got to get out sometimes. And don't go to Florida because you're gonna have the same issues. as well.
Yes,
Right. Well,
But
that's why I
a lot
say
on
about the wave thing. It's kind of like on the West Coast. You keep trying to make money, so you keep getting closer to the Pacific Ocean. Suddenly, you find yourself
Yeah.
in Santa Monica, California, and you can't get anything to get you back to Georgia.
No.
You have to crawl your
There
way
you
out of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they're so funny.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you got to deadhead out, he said, and that's true.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're looking. I mean,
We hate
looking
to
at
do that, but
city. Your next big city from Savannah is probably going to be. Let's see. You might look out of. I hate it when it does that. I know.
okay. Fall of Lives says, "Oh, wrong button." Fall of Lives says, "Thank you. The driver's home is Florida, so I'll eventually have to send him there." Where you
There's stuff down there to Florida, but it wasn't paying that spectacular either. I don't think.
I know.
And if they don't want to be home yet, then you don't want to do that either. There's one that just came up for cars arriving to Fort Myers. I don't know where at in Florida you're going. There's.
Hey, there's an interesting point. As a dispatcher, I like drivers that never go home, or go home every 6 to 10 days, or whatever, maybe
Right.
once a week. But when
I like them when they go home every 2 to 3 weeks, where you can.
there
keep
you
them
go,
running
every
and-
2 to 3 weeks, exactly.
Yeah.
Dispatchers like drivers that are like astronauts. So when it no, I've never said that before. When a driver
you
says,
haven't.
"I want to be home every night," you're like, "Oh my god."
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah. Sorry,
'Cause I
prank
can't.
call.
Most of my
This is
drivers
Billy
go home
Bob's
every Friday
Barbecue.
or Saturday. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
there we go. William's asking the question, what's a good lane? William, you are all set to talk to Ty, because Ty's going to talk to you about where do you live, who you can talk to grow your business. It's not simple, but you're asking the right questions. I really like that. Great Lakes is a great lane right now. Yeah. Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, there's not a lot to take you up north that's going to work. Is he there now, or do you have time to look? Because this might be an all-day kind of adventure.
I have a feeling that we're just kind of doing a research. I feel like we're in
Okay.
kind of a research deal. SA Trans has one. How much longer are you guys going in Charlotte, North Carolina with a 3-car? Cool. We got another 30 minutes. We're definitely going to do that. So here's what we're going to do. Fall of Lives, we want to put a bow on this. We like to give recommendations and keep it moving. So, Savannah?
Like
please.
I said, either you go to Atlanta and get them out of Atlanta, or you look outside of Savannah. Don't do the 100-mile radius. Look further than that. Look at major cities in South Carolina, and look for a multi-pack that maybe can get them out of there as well. Let's put up the whole state of South Carolina real quick before I get into Charlotte.
I like that.
And let's put in a minimum of 2 and see what comes up in case there's something good on here. Okay. Well, that doesn't help you, and that's really cheap. What else we got? Those aren't ready yet. There's some stuff for United Road taking you over to Winder, Georgia.
Ooh. Whenever I see Winder, I think of Carvana. I wonder if it's
That's
Carvana
probably
stuff.
where it's going.
Probably.
It probably is. Yeah. Wow. I mean, and this isn't paying enough for Cadillac, Michigan. It's way up north. That was the one I said if I was going to take it, they need to pay a whole lot more money to grab it. Because Cadillac, Michigan is almost to Canada. Let's see. There is really not a lot on here. At all. It's kind of sad. And nobody wants to go to El Paso for 32 cents a mile. Yeah, who wants to go to El Paso? Period. And then there's another. Yeah, there's not. South Carolina is not looking pretty. Let's see.
Oh, Fritz needs a Zoom. I was wondering that. Thank you, Fritz. And by the way, Billawal Numberdar, huge fan from Pakistan. That is so cool. He says, can you show how the control panel of any car hauling work? He's talking about the load boards. He wants to know how the control panel of the load board works. How cool. Yeah, we'll do
like
that.
What I'm doing right now.
Yeah, we're going to give, we'll do stick around Billawal, and we'll do like a basic informational, because as I like to say, we get used to knowing what we know, and sometimes we don't realize that others just simply don't know what we're talking about. And so that's cool. That's really cool. We've got SA Trans Charlotte 3-car search, and then we will go into we'll take a look at the load
where
board.
to go. There?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Charlotte 3-car gold bar search. And I think, just to say on the Savannah thing, we spent a lot of time looking at Savannah as a tough one.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's a tough one. I would honestly, you're going to probably end up going to Atlanta and loading out of Atlanta. That's what I'm going to probably tell you.
Which is why, here's a pro tip. Don't book to deliver in Savannah unless you know how you're going to get out, or you made a bunch of money. But don't break even to Savannah. In fact, I think that's a country album. Never Break Even to Savannah. Huge fan.
No.
All right, so I'm just going to pull up Charlotte to all then and see what's on here. Does that sound good? Or we're looking for gold bars, is that what we said?
Well, I always say that. Yeah, do something you would do. What would Sue do? Right? What would you do?
Sue would probably put up a minimum total pay of a certain amount of money first. And let's see what's on here, and then I will narrow it down. So let's go first. Let's see what's on. And most stuff out of Charlotte either goes up north to Ohio, Detroit, or it goes to Tennessee. You can do a lot of stuff back and forth between Charlotte and Atlanta. I don't do that because those are short runs. Sometimes it used to be Charlotte used to do a lot of stuff.
Oh man, Kansas City. I got stuck in that. That's another thing. When you're a greenhorn dispatcher, you get stuck in these routes that later on you're like, what was I thinking? Like booking Atlanta to Charlotte? No, that's not. There's no money in that for the dispatcher. No. And I know. No. Listen, we all need to find a way to make a living. Carriers, dispatchers, brokers, etc. And so I used to, I'm just going to say this while you already got your search filter settings. I'll just say this. In the early days, I was booking a Texas-only stinger, and we were doing Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. It was so much work for so little money. It was insane. It was insane. I learned a lot.
So I was doing that up in, we were doing Rhode Island and Massachusetts and Connecticut, $100 to $150 cars. And it's a nightmare.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah.
And they're all going to the port, so you got to make sure that the docks are right.
And not only was there no money in it for me, he went out of business. We all went out of business. I mean,
And okay, so look at this too. I'm going to tell you right now, this Carvana load is paying too little. And I'm going to tell you a trick about Carvana.
Okay.
If the load starts with a 2000, you cannot get it off the load board. You have to call, and they will usually always negotiate because they've sold this car to somebody. Because that is too cheap.
Ooh, wow. Amazing. That was awesome, Sue. Dang, that was some upper level stuff. If you just caught that, you are lucky. You just caught that. Was a major pro tip. I've never even heard of that. That was awesome.
There's Assertus has a good one going from Greensboro up to Lexington. I found a couple from Cargo OK, which is a great company to work for, but their stuff is usually pretty big. Like he's got a 2500 here going to, I don't know where Tampa, Kansas is. I'd have to look it up, but it's paying 90 cents a mile. Then he also has one up here going to El Dorado, Arkansas, which I think is, north of Little Rock? Yeah. A little bit, and it's paying $1.14 a mile. That's a good paying load. Cargo OK usually pays pretty dang good.
Notice this too. Sue did not search because it's a 3-car. She didn't search for 3 cars because you're not going to make money. You're competing with a 9-car, and he's got a much lower vehicle. Yeah, so
now, I will usually start with a minimum of 2, but I wanted to kind of see what was on here
with a
before
3-car.
I did that.
I go with 1. Yeah. I want to see the gold bar. I want to see the lone gold bar.
I always do a minimum of 2 because my drivers would rather pick up in less spots than anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so here's another one going from Charlotte up to Hamler, Ohio, which I believe is...
And Ty, Carvana from the beginning has posted on load boards. It tells you something. It tells you that in the world of auto transport, there will always be onesies and twosies spread out like a constellation, which should also tell you and your fleet buddies that there will always be a need for the smaller trailer. So even though it's awesome and hilarious to make fun of wedgies, you're always going to need them to pick up those onesies and twosies. I know, doesn't that suck? God.
There's some stuff out of Charlotte going into Alabama. I'd have to run it and see if it works.
I am so sorry.
Dothan, Boaz, Tuscaloosa. Let's see. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff going into Alabama that might work for somebody. I just have to check them. Oh, look at this. Look at that. This is double brokered. What do you bet? Big Ben's Auto. Let's see.
Hey!
Bugger.
No, I haven't.
Okay, they're a broker, believe it or not. So that's odd. All right, I've never heard of Big Ben's Auto before. That's a new one for me. I've heard of Nexus, and usually their stuff is not good, and they always do this double brokering stuff.
Yeah.
But if you look, theirs is paying way more than this guy's.
Okay.
So who really has got the contract? That's the problem when they do this stuff.
Right, and I look at, okay, so they posted it the same day, so I can't figure it out for that.
Oh, look, here's another.
But aren't you guessing that isn't your guess that Big Ben actually has it, where the other broker posted it, and then when you call, they say, no, we don't have 500. Can you do it for 300?
Yeah, that's probably what or we have to contact our customer.
Yeah. We got to contact our customer. It's like the guy standing outside the convenience store says, yeah, what do you want to buy? I'll sell it to you. And then you say, what, really? Oh, okay, great. I'll take a pack of cigarettes and some beef jerky. And he goes, hang on. Stay right here. I gotta go check with my customer. Meanwhile, he's gonna run in the store. He's gonna he's gonna buy it. He's gonna come back and say, yeah. It's really expensive right now too.
See, I don't know if this is a triple brokering on this one or not, because Uniontown, Alabama is 76 miles from Montgomery. However, it's weird because I deal with That's a Nice Car quite a bit, and they don't usually do any of that kind of stuff. So these people could have the wrong address, but it's awfully odd to have 3 vehicles out of Mooresville because it's not a normal place.
You want to buy some cigarettes and beef jerky? Listen, I'll make you a great deal. Hang on. Hang on. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh,
I love it, man. I love it.
It looks like there's plenty of loads going down to Alabama for somebody out of Charlotte area. Looks like there's some stuff going over to Little Rock as well. Carvana, here's another Carvana one.
Oh, look at this. SA Trans. SA Trans says the third broker posted it first.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
How do we know that?
But
how do we know?
We don't,
Can we
because
tell?
Like I said, I would have to, and that would be on the way for us to be able to tell, because you really don't know. Here's the thing. It's Montgomery and Uniontown are 70 miles apart. Look. So that means they've got them listed completely wrong, or you're going to call and find out that it's really going to Uniontown, which is really nowhere. Montgomery ain't much better, but.
Hey, actual pickup, actual delivery. Who cares where it's really picking up and where it's really going?
Yeah.
You don't care about that. You just want some more chicken nuggets.
If I was going to, out of these people, I would trust That's a Nice Car over anybody else, just because I haul quite a bit for them. And I've never had any problems with them. But yeah, there's plenty of loads going down to Alabama if somebody was looking to go down there. Let's see, we got some stuff going in Arkansas. And like I said, there was another one here for Carvana. It's out of Concord going into Fayetteville. It's another 2,000 load. You have negotiation room too.
I just want to say this too. SA Trans says he or she knows that that's a nice car, had it first. And I asked, did you have to call to find that out? Did you have to call all three? But you'll even have, this is where it gets really hard. If you go calling to sniff it out, somebody will actually lie and tell you that they have the contract. And they don't. Like, it's endless. The number of toothpicks that some brokers will shove in their mouth at the same time, it's unbelievable. That's why I do all these crazy. It's crazy what you run into. It's hard to believe this is actually how this business works.
And also, like, a lot of times, if you've noticed, they'll put in here in the reference, it's our contract. It's my contract, that kind of thing.
Right. Have contract.
Yes.
Just for you.
Don't call the other broker.
Yeah, no, just for you, have contract. LLC. Yeah. Oh, they were the first ones to post it. When was that?
That doesn't always mean that either, though.
Right, I know, that's the thing. Exactly. There is no sure way to know until you literally... If
you look at this...
Because you can have the dispatch and you still don't have a deal. I've had that happen.
Right, true.
You have the dispatch, I've verified it. You go to pick it up and it's already gone.
Yeah. Yep.
From a different broker.
And you know what I do on the... I make sure that when I call to verify that they know it's my company name that's picking it up so that we don't have a problem. I mean, don't get me wrong, that it's not a fail safe, but if you give them your company name and say, this is who's coming to pick this up,
but then,
and here's my phone number, if somebody else called.
But even the person at pickup be like, no, I'm writing it down. Yeah, no, your company name? Yeah, sure. No, go ahead.
Especially if it's a residence.
Just go ahead and take it. Yeah, I got it. It's crazy. I mean, nobody cares, man. What kind of sauce did you want with your chicken nuggets, by the way? Oh, okay, barbecue.
A lot of stuff going down to Florida.
Big Ben posted at 12:30ish. Nexus right before that. When in doubt, go with the money. Well, I'll tell you what, William. Here's the thing. If it's triple posted, whoever posted the most money doesn't have it.
Yeah, usually that's correct.
Right? That's true.
And then they call you back and they say, can you do it for this price?
Exactly.
And then that's when I say, well, there's another broker on here that has it too. Yeah. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, no, we don't have 700. Listen, it's a sweet old lady. I swear to you. We're going to get you on the next one. Just do us this favor. Just pick it up.
Hey, there's a truck going on. There's 2 vehicles going to Honolulu on here.
Perfect. I love Honolulu. In the winter.
One of them's only listed at $300. What the hell?
What?
Yes.
Okay,
look,
that's a type.
We got a tender for 13.
Still.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's 13. But you still can't go to Honolulu.
We can't do it for 1,300. We can't get it to Long Beach for 1,300. Can you?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do it. I mean,
I wouldn't
to Long Beach has got to be 3,500, 4,000 miles, something like that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Wow. Another couple more cars going on.
Oh, man. Hey, we got 15 more minutes here. What's your route, Scout? We're still searching. We're doing North Carolina, 3-car. We're just looking for gold bars. And just having a good old time.
We got some decent loads in here. You can go to Honolulu for $1,300.
Great. And that Nissan Murano, can you put something together to Kentucky?
I haven't seen. Okay, so here's another.
Whoa! You got a Toyota 4Runner and there's something.
Well, that's Louisville, but yeah, you could do them together. And then there was one up
there too. There was a Fort Campbell, I think, above that.
Yeah, there was. Let's do this. So when you see something that you like, what I do is I bring up another whole page, and then you just put in what you're looking at.
There's a pro tip for you, Balwell. Never delete a window. Always duplicate.
Yeah.
Oh, Fritz wants
Let's
Maryland to anywhere. Cool. Before we do that, we'll talk to Ball Wall. I think I got it right. Put the Hawaii cars on my yacht. That my 3-car. Yeah, exactly, dude. I got so many yachts now from doing auto transport dispatching. Oh man. I mean, I don't even know where to
Man,
park
they're
all my
giving these
yachts.
cars away. What we just put on there are gone. This is not
Something's
on
gone?
there any longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the two from Metro are already gone.
Yeah, the 80 cents a one wasn't bad. 80 cents
I
a
will
mile.
tell you guys that certain areas, if you see a load, don't wait. Just grab it because they go that fast in certain areas.
Well,
Especially if you
there's
already
another
have-
part of the puzzle, right? Is that
Yeah.
you got to be speedy. And that's where, like, you know, if you're working for a driver or carrier or somebody that always wants you to check in with them on every car, that's not going to work either. You don't have time for that.
Okay, so this is okay. I'm not going to say anything rude, but I want to. Okay,
Okay.
you see this load?
Oh, no.
This is the load that's really down in Marion going to Cadillac.
By the way.
It does not pay 71 cents a mile.
By the way,
Gosh.
that's the company that I can never get the load. I literally ignore all their loads. I don't know what it is with them. And their
But
representatives
that's so
sound
wrong.
like they're in another universe. It is the weirdest thing. And I'm sorry.
Well-
I apologize in advance. And that, you know, I'm so sorry. But I can't book their loads. I don't know why.
No, and I mean, look at that though. I mean, we were looking at that down there, and it was only 50 cents a mile from where it was really at. And then you put it up here in Charlotte, like somebody's going to go backtrack 300 miles. Ugh.
What I wonder,
Just
I wonder if that company, are they part of like a global moving company and they're just not worried about it? I don't know.
Let's see.
Literally, that company mystifies me. I'm not going to show it on the screen because I'm so confused at what it is that they actually do. Like, because I've never gotten a car out of them. I think I've gotten dispatches out of them.
I've done a
We've
couple.
never actually gotten the car. I'm not showing
Yeah, I
it
think
on
I've
the
gotten
screen.
a couple, but you're right.
I've gotten a dispatch, but not a car. Never.
Yeah.
And they've been around forever because when I started, they were one of the first. It was one of those first moments where I totally got fooled. And I thought, well, but I thought we had a deal. I mean, I've got a dispatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But what happened?
Yeah.
You know,
He says he got
you
it.
walk in the store, you see it on the shelf, you take it off the shelf, you go to the counter, they ring you up, and you leave the store with your grocery, right? Not in dispatching. It ain't anything like that. Ball. Let's do the so let's look for a couple more minutes and then we're going to talk to Ball about the control panel. But are we seeing are we seeing anything? We know the Kentucky
honestly, what I would tell you, I would go down to do those Alabama. I mean, you'll have to work it all out to make sure it's all the right amount of miles. There's also a bunch of stuff here going over to Tennessee. I'm coming across right now. Here's a good one for China Grove going into Nashville for $375, 87 cents a mile. That's a fork on. China Grove is Copart. There's Certus has one. Then here's another one for Dash. Dash, I will tell everybody, looks like I need a 24-hour notice. Dash takes out, they do ACHs, they automatically take $15 out of every load you do for an ACH fee.
Well, how much?
That part kind of stuff. $15.
What?
Yeah. And here's, okay, so also, here's a new one. This is one of the things we were going to talk about. Adcock. They have changed their rules. You cannot haul for them unless you have, what did I tell you, 250,000 or 200,000?
You said 350,000.
No, not 350,000. Hold on, let me tell you.
Or was that the 9
Was
car?
Adcock 200,000 or 250,000?
250.
$250,000 you have to have in cargo insurance to haul for them, even if you're a 3-car, which is ridiculous.
3-car. No,
they just changed it 3 weeks ago.
Almost no 3-cars have 250,000.
No. They almost all 3-cars have at least 100,000 is what you should have, 150 to cover your butt all the way around personally. But most of them have 100,000.
But there is much talk about insurance going up. So I hate to say, I would hate to see that become the norm. If it does, man, the load boards are going to go crazy with loads. And that might be what happens. We might be headed into some weird scenario where there's now so many loads because, listen, I was watching this, you've got a lot of drivers kind of just retiring or just letting the business go. They're kind of planning their escape route. Drug and alcohol clearinghouse has definitely weeded out some drivers. If you raise the insurance rates, you keep lowballing on the rates, and the health pandemic keeps on going, we could see something weird happen. Could happen.
Well, so far the best stuff I can find is going to be going down to Alabama, but I don't know if you want to go that direction if you're trying to go home or what's going on. You know what I mean?
Okay. So the recommendation is Alabama. Otherwise, we didn't see anything amazing that we would want to take, right?
No, I mean, either you got Alabama, Nashville, or going up north to Ohio or Kentucky, but some of those were gone, so you'd have to wait. And just keep in mind, those do come up. Kentucky and Ohio come up out of Charlotte on a regular basis, because we have 2 or 3 drivers out of Charlotte area and Raleigh area, and we usually regularly go up north because Ohio pays so well.
And that's a pro tip. We've only been staring at this route for like 15 minutes, right? When you stare at something all day, every week, obviously you're going to see things that we're not going to see at some quick random sample.
Right.
And never get upset if you see something and it's gone a minute later. Don't let that ruin your day. That was 1 minute. No big deal.
And it happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it really does.
And don't tell your driver. Hey, there was this for 30 seconds. There was this super gold bar, but I didn't get it. So, anyways, how's it going out there?
It's one of my driver's birthdays today, and so I sent him a happy birthday, and he called me up, and I'm like, "Happy birthday!" He goes, "I'm unloaded." I said, "Yeah, I know. I don't have you loaded yet, but I didn't think it was appropriate for me to say happy birthday. I don't have you loads."
Oh, happy birthday! I don't have you loaded.
I got him loaded with really good loads. So
God, that is great.
Sometimes you just have to wait. Loads do come up. All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the control board for Billawall. Let's just go ahead and do this. Go ahead and log out. Let's assume we're logged out, right? We're logging into Central Dispatch. And we're looking at, gosh, what do we do, right? So when you get to centraldispatch.com, yeah, go ahead, Sue. Take it away.
So this is now keep in mind you have to get a hold of Central and get signed up, which is taking about 2 weeks to do. There are different prices, and I don't know what the difference is for each of the drivers, because each of my drivers pay a different amount of money, and I haven't figured out how that's possible. But as you can see, it says it starts out as $89.95. I don't have anybody paying that fee. They all pay more than that.
Right, like $115, right?
Yeah, but some of them are paying $129.
But see,
I don't know why.
Hey, do you see? Here's the marketing: $89.95 for shippers and brokers.
That's what it is.
Isn't
I pay
that
more than
smart?
that. That's
Man, that is good job, marketing department. Wow, that was awesome. Because for carriers, what's your minimum?
Okay, look. Here it is. Carriers get premium access for $115.95. But like I said, some of my drivers are paying more than that.
Well, they get notifications, right? Notifications?
No.
Really?
They don't. Because none of them do notifications because they use them. No.
What are they paying?
I've had some that are paying like $129. I don't know why they're paying that. I have no idea. Okay, so anyways, if I'm going to go log in, I'm going to log into my account here.
Right, so you log in. So that's why, as a dispatcher, you don't have an account. You're logging into your driver's account. So you log in. You log into your driver's account, and now here you are.
If you don't have a driver, then you can't look at the boards either.
Exactly. You can't do
You
anything
have to wait.
other than watch dispatching live.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, as a transporter, you're going to go into find shipments. You're going to go to search vehicles, and then you're going to choose what you want. As like if you're looking up a city search or region search. By regions, we have Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, South, North, that kind of thing. Oh wow, you can actually put in Alaska and Hawaii. Okay. Anyways, then or you pick a state. Same thing on delivery. Like most of the time when we're starting out, say our driver is at home. Now, if I didn't know, like if I was new to the business, I might not know where to send the driver. Like if they lived in Atlanta, I know there's certain areas that I should be looking for loads at because those are the loads that come up on a regular basis. But if you were brand new and your driver lived in Atlanta, I would tell you to start by putting in Atlanta, Georgia. And we'll say he's a 3-car. I know Jay doesn't like to do this, but I would put in Atlanta, Georgia to all with a minimum of 2, just to kind of see if there's anything on there that would work for us. You also want to put always, just so you know, you want to show 500. You want to have 1 hour or newer, and you want to highlight at the top. That way, any new loads are going to go up on the top for the first hour. I also only put in 3 days because you don't want all this other garbage that comes up, which it will do. With 2, I'm not going to have much on this board, but we'll switch back here in just a minute. All right, so believe it or not, there's 31 loads on here.
Back in about 10 minutes, thanks, bud.
So, no, I mean, I guess that's technically a gold bar if you want to look at it that way, but you're not going to fit 3 pickups on here. They are paying 95 cents a mile, but that's not going to fit on just anybody. And they're going to Florida. Here's a 4-pack of vans going to Dallas. That's probably not going to fit on just any person. It's not going to fit on no 4-car, I can tell you that. Then you have some 5-packs. There's really not a lot on here. I wasn't expecting it to be on here, just so everybody knows. Atlanta is not that easy. You can do this in Cleveland, and you can do this in Detroit.
Do me a favor. Go back up to the top of your screen.
This one? Yeah.
Is that... Just scroll up for me. So... in fact, hit the back button for me. When you're looking at Central Dispatch and you're putting in your search filter settings, this is the moment where you're either... This is like where you're panning for gold, where you're choosing your fishing hole. This is the moment where anything you choose can make all the difference. Because if you... Let's say you know your driver's in Dallas, and you choose like Dallas and your radius is 25 miles, you've just started off on the wrong foot. The chance they're going to find good paying loads within 25 miles of wherever your driver is or is going to be are slim. So you have to get used to some of the principles, and that's why the dispatcher training series is really helpful, because just some of the basic principles of how to set search filter settings, how to search for vehicles, because knowing what you're looking at is important, but how you set your search is critical to what it is you're going to see.
It's for
True.
El Perico.
Okay, so let's do Atlanta. Usually out of Atlanta, they either go to Ohio, Louisiana, Kentucky, Michigan. That's usually kind of where I look at because I want to send them into places I know I can get good loads for. So let's just do that and we'll see what's on the board. Oh, we're going to add Indiana to that. Just because Louisville, if you go into Louisville, the Clarksville auto auction is Louisville, but it's in Indiana. So you don't want to miss that and by not putting Indiana on there. Just so everybody knows that.
Right. These are the nuances.
Yeah. It's stuff you learn over 15 years worth of time. But let's see. I want to put in Louisiana too. Let's see what's out of Louisiana. I cannot spell today. Come on. All right. Now, I know I have a lot of people that always ask, what about New Jersey and all that stuff? They don't pay well at all out of Atlanta going that way, so I don't recommend it. They're like in the 35 to 40 cent range. They're kind of crappy. All right. So We got one from Atlanta to New Orleans for $300 at 64 cents a mile. There's a couple going here up to Detroit. I know these are only 50 cents a mile, okay? Just keep in mind, when you get up to Detroit or you get up to Cleveland, you're going to get almost $1 a mile per car. Sometimes you got to take less to get to areas you want to get good loads out of. I know that sounds stupid, but sometimes that's what you do. This is actually paying really good, but it's a cargo van, so I don't know what size it is going up to Cleveland. I wouldn't mind having that for next week.
Right. Well, and this is where, yes, it'd really be helpful to get the exact dimensions.
Yeah. And sometimes, okay, so like if we were to go get this load, I'll show you. They sometimes put the stuff on here, but usually it's after the fact, after you get the load. But we'll go in here and see. All right, so you just put in the order ID and it may already be gone because if somebody didn't grab that, they'd be stupid. All right, so it's a T250. It's a high roof.
That one was the one that was canceled. The other two.
So if they don't have dimensions, what you can do is just, and you can see it's a 148 wheelbase. So I'm going to guess and say it's probably 19 or 20 foot long. That kind of give you an idea. But you can go in here and put in specs. Or I actually will just do length because it's easier that way. Specs, you have to root through all this stuff. Okay, so right there that tells you it's 217.8 inches. So if you divide that by 12, you know it's 18.15 in length. There you go. It also will sometimes, this, so you know, is not really what this thing weighs. This is what it can carry. So if you're worried about weight, you just change that to weight. Whoops. And its curb weight is 55.66. So a lot of people think that when they open up the door on a vehicle and it says like this outrageous amount of weight, that's what it weighs. That is not the weight. That is what it can carry when you're hauling something.
Oh, yeah. Curb weight is what something actually weighs.
Yes. And that's what you go by is your curb weight. So if it weighs 55.66, I think that's probably pretty accurate how long that is. Just because if it was longer, it's going to probably be in the more of the 6,500 range, something like that.
Is there a height?
So,
can you get the height? This is where it gets dicey, right?
Going to be high roofs are what, 8.5? High roof is usually 8.5 tall.
Okay.
That's good in here.
8 or 9.
In other words, don't put it in the belly on a 4-car Kaufman.
No. You can put it on a wedge on the very back. That's what I would do with it.
Right.
And then I'd have 2 smaller vehicles in the middle and on the top. And this is the part that I don't like. Because when you have to go in and start rooting through this stuff, it takes forever to find it. But usually a high top van is usually 8.5 to 9 feet tall. If it's a specialized van, they're going to be 10 foot tall and they should be telling you about it. So typically speaking, the best way to get a hold of Metro is not calling them. You want to chat right here with them.
Oh, man, that was awesome, man. It was so real.
Don't call them. You'll be on hold forever. They'll hang up on you. So just chat with them, and then you can ask them what the height of it is. Shush, Jay.
I love it.
Anyways.
So fun.
So chat with them, ask them about the order ID, ask them if they have a real height.
Okay.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I've been doing this long enough that I probably know that it's 8.5 foot tall. That's usually your high tops. But you also might want to ask some specifics to, like I said, some people have this information, some don't. Some will tell you go look it up. But any of my drivers,
right. Go look it up.
Yeah,
go fish.
Typically that's what they'll say. Go look it up. So we do. I usually don't even ask anymore. We just look up the stuff. And if you get a VIN, you can sometimes look up too by the VIN. There's a website on here like called VIN lookup. And so if you're curious about something and you want to see it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can put in the VIN and you can sometimes get a picture of it so you know what you're really getting into.
Hey, speaking of, didn't you have some kind of Vinlocity thing you wanted to mention?
Oh, yeah. People should probably know this, and they may not know it yet because we just found out yesterday.
Speculation live, allegedly. A little birdie told
Well,
me.
I even called today to
okay.
confirm
Okay.
this today.
Okay.
And they're not sure if they're going to do this yet or not. However, okay, so if anybody hauls for Certus, Metrogistics, and they know how they pay, they usually use a NetSuite. Isn't that right? Am I on the right thing?
Yeah,
NetSuite?
yeah,
Okay.
NetSuite is that.
NetSuite to do your payments through. So you can go on the board and you can look and see when it's getting paid and make sure they got your paperwork without making the phone calls and that kind of thing. Well, now they told us yesterday and today they did verify that they are thinking about going to putting all of the accounting information on the Venlocity app only. They're thinking about getting rid of the program that or the payment company that they're using. The problem with that is dispatchers.
Don't
We
log into
can't
drivers'
access
mobile apps.
Yes, we would have to go
Did
in
you
and
tell them
out,
that?
in and out, in and I haven't had a chance to actually. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody over
Who
there
would
that I
you
could
tell?
talk them into.
Who would you tell if you were to tell them that?
Even if you tell accounting, I don't know. They don't. They're not in control.
They're in accounting.
It would
Yeah,
probably have to
exactly.
be the
I totally agree with you. You tell accounting, they'll be like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I got that.
They don't get it.
And okay, great.
And then pitch
All
it
right.
in
Have a
file
great
A
day.
in the
That
trash
was
can.
great stuff.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
probably have to speak
Allegedly.
to like some kind of management is what I think we would have to do. Yes. So it's going to be a real pain if they do that. And I probably will be sending an email to ask them and to kind of explain to them as dispatchers how hard this would
Listen,
be.
I know
because-
I want to help. I know there's somebody there you can talk to, but what I do this is a common problem. This is not a one company problem. Many companies that are developing systems and technology are looking at it from their company perspective and they stop there. And when
Yeah.
like you tell them, well, I can't log into my driver's app, they could say, well, that's not our problem. We're going to file that under not my problem. Well,
Right.
okay, great. That
Yeah.
went well.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness. Always kill them with kindness because they're dead now.
Yes. Well, she told her, she goes that we'd have to get everybody's username and password too on it. And usually they send them just to the drivers, and shoot, half the time my drivers don't even know what their username and password is. So
Oh my
you know,
gosh,
so-
isn't that, there you go. There's your truth. Because if you, right,
Yeah.
how many drivers can you name that you work for that say, yeah, I have no idea what my password is?
That's every one of them, because every
Right.
time they get a new phone, they call me for the new username and password.
Totally.
And every time I'm like, don't you Google or something that saves your password?
And by the way, and here's the problem that, explain this to accounting. Being really good at car hauling has nothing to do with managing passwords for my mobile apps.
Right.
What? I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
Being good at car hauling has nothing to do with managing a bunch of passwords for all my mobile apps. That's why I have a dispatcher.
Yes.
Well, the truth really does hurt. But that is really interesting. Well, to be continued, and I think we got through everything. By the way, this guy dispatching Central Dispatch, his only options are carrier, broker, dealer. He's dispatching reefer, flatbed semis. I can't remember what was going on there. I think that guy was on the verge of being a double broker. If you're
Oh, yeah. That
right,
guy. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, this is really interesting. This is why, it's just like the people that say that all dispatchers are illegal. Yeah, if you can find the 1 out of 100 dispatchers that doesn't realize or intentionally broke the law, you're not anywhere near the 1 in 10 carriers that do it. But I digress. So this guy, I guess he's trying to figure out how to dispatch for his drivers. So he was thinking of getting a central dispatch account and using his central dispatch account to dispatch to his drivers. Well, that would be double brokering. You can't do that.
Well, and it's not just double brokering; it's totally illegal. Period. I sent him an email back too.
Right.
Did you? Did
Totally
you?
legal.
Yeah, because I told him, I said, and also like I told him, I said, think of it this way: if he were, say, God forbid, one of these drivers totals something or kills somebody, guess who they're coming for? It isn't that driver; they're coming for you. And then when they find out it wasn't really you, then you're even in even more trouble. So I mean, there's a bunch of things that you have to think about, and also that's the prime example of when they say brokers or dispatchers are illegal. That's an example of a bad dispatcher, shall we say?
And you're not ever going to convince. That's why I'm not trying to convince to them that all dispatchers aren't illegal, because they're convinced that all dispatchers are illegal and all wedgies are stupid. So I reject that entirely. I think it's dumb. Actually, I think they're going to lose that argument. So that's cool. I'm in it for the long game as well. I will raise you and see you there. Yeah, not all dispatchers are illegal and not all wedgies are stupid. So I'll see you at the finish line on this one. Cool. Well, by the way, speaking of the finish line, we're at the end of the show, Sue. We're overtime.
Oh yeah, we're actually over, aren't we?
and SA Trans says he says they need to scrap Velocity altogether.
I agree.
Do you agree? Yeah. Oh man, why? What's wrong with Velocity? I don't know. What's wrong with it?
Well, remember, okay, so this happened to John. And he's saying it's because it doesn't work half the time, which I'm agreeing with you on that.
Really?
But he took a vehicle. Wow. Yeah, he took a vehicle from, I think it was North Carolina to Ohio, someplace. So he used their app, and he also used Super Dispatch.
Okay.
So once you send in your pictures, just so everybody knows, you can't access anything. You can't look at it. If they file a claim against you, you don't have any access to it to confirm or deny any of the stuff. So I always tell my drivers, if they're using Ready Auto app or anybody's other app, they use Super Dispatch too. So we have both things covered, right? So what happened was they claimed damage on this vehicle. They send us pictures. These pictures aren't even our pictures. They're pictures of what they did to it after we left, where they drove it up on the curb and broke off the front of the truck.
Oh, man.
And then said it was us that did it. And like John said, he goes, because I said, that's not even your picture. You can see the lady's doing this. And he's like, I'm fighting him about it, which he did. What happened is, you know how you have the little clips on the front of the bumper?
Yeah.
And they hold in? Well, they came unclipped. That's the only thing that happened that he had happened. The guy it was at like Avis or something like that said, hey man, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal, blah, 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 blah. Well, then as soon as he left, then they turned in a claim and claimed he did all this other damage. And they kept saying, well, we've got pictures of the damage. Well, and then he shows us that picture of the damage to us. And we're like, that's not our picture. And we didn't run it up on the curb. And they're like, oh, don't look at that picture. That you shouldn't have seen that picture.
Don't look at that picture. Now,
yeah.
Okay,
before
I weigh in on judgment, let me ask you this. Because we started with what's wrong with the app, and we went into a story of demonstration. Let's go back to the app itself.
Right.
Does the app work or not work?
It works, and yes, I mean, like he said, sometimes it works, sometimes. I think it's like all of them. I think what happens is if you're not in the right area with internet service, that's what it's based off of.
So there's an internet. Okay, so when in remote, and this is a big deal because guess what? Drivers are in remote areas a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you gotta have that consideration when you design the mobile app for drivers. And you probably need to be a little bit flexible when there's a problem. How are we doing?
Yes.
Yes. All right. But so are you getting the flexibility when there's a problem? No, you're not, are you? You're not.
No.
And that's a problem. And this is why, in general, I got to answer that call. It's all right. It's nothing. I'll call them back. But they are still calling. Because I did say call me back in 10 minutes. Dang it. They don't watch this show. And now I'm suddenly offline maybe. I think we just need to wrap this up. But essentially, listen, there will always be and I got a message, my internet connection's unstable. Hang on to your chairs and your steering wheels, folks. We're about to finish with this. Even with the internet service, it constantly crashes. Oh, see, SA Trans really doesn't like this mobile app, and you know this when once you start losing your users of your technology, man, you got to fix it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's time for a focus group or something. And thank you, Silverman. I appreciate that. To be continued. We're not going to finish this today. That's for sure. That is why you save all your pictures for months and months, because I had that happen to me. I had the pictures to prove that it was not me. The damage was already rare. You know, for such a small group of people, there seem to be several people saying the same thing. It sounds like that there might be an app. Here's what I
Well, the thing about it is they would not take his other pictures from Super Dispatch. They refused them. They said the only pictures that they would look at were the Velocity ones.
Wow.
So that's also a problem as far as I'm concerned.
Well, well, that's a lot to manage under one roof.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the verdict is out. We await, and we'll look. If you've got information and that you want to share on a mobile app, on a load board, triple posted, etc., we want to hear about it. We really appreciate everybody tuning in for today and chiming in the live chat and watching. And if you missed the live show, check my audio drop again. If you missed the live show and you're watching on demand, please do leave something in the comments. Please do remember to leave a like. Thanks again for the likes. And Sue, thank you so much for the time and the information.
Yeah, true. Plus, I would think sometimes they want to hear this stuff. You know what I mean? They need to know.
Well, you know, and I was kind of chatting in the live chat about this with Catherine, because Catherine is trying to figure out how to deal with vehicles that are no good. The dispatch that's no good. She's trying to figure out how to overcome it. And then, you know what? There isn't a solution. And that's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this every Thursday. We've gotten to the point where, all right, you know, nobody cares. Can't get the rate to go up. You know, fine. You know, you got me over a barrel. You got me over a barrel. Awesome. Well, we're gonna make a show about it. And we're gonna make it every Thursday. Until nobody's over a barrel, which means we'll probably the show will run forever, because this is Auto Transport.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much for participating. We hope you have a great day. Say goodbye to Sue. Thanks, Sue. If you need her help,
bye everybody.
Here is the link to her website. Give her a call. Ask how she can help. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Otherwise, you guys stay safe, and we'll see you soon.